Sorry.
I go where I want and I do what I want. My belt match the kicks. Don't you go bonner.
Hey, T to the G. Man, who you think it gonna be? And we back with another twist-turn story ripped straight out the headlines with Carlisha Hood instructs the end of Jeremy Brown. If you haven't seen the viral video of the horrific events that took place on the night of June 18th, then you most likely heard about it. And if you haven't, be prepared, because this might be triggering for some. June 18th started out as another typical day in Chicago for Carlisha Hood. Another long day at work, she would take her son James to the south side to grab a quick meal and go home. The south side of Chicago is known as one of the more dangerous parts of the city, and unfortunately for everyone involved, it rings true. Parking her car and leaving 14-year-old James in the car, she entered the Maxwell Street Express restaurant. But before she could even order her food, an argument escalated quickly with another patron by the name of Jeremy Brown. During their verbal altercation, 32-year-old Jeremy would threaten Carlisha with physical harm, while 3 other bystanders in the store would pull phones out to record the altercation and laugh at the 34-year-old woman in distress. Sensing imminent threat, Carlisha texted her son James, "Bring the gun." By the time James got to the entrance of Maxwell's, Jeremy Brown would draw back a closed fist and strike Carlisha 3 times in the head. Upon seeing the altercation, the bystanders kept recording, but James would make a decision that would change the 3 of their lives forever. He pulled out a small caliber handgun from his sweater and opened fire, hitting Jeremy in the back. Once Jeremy was hit, he began to run out of Maxwell's to flee for his life. But Carlisha further instructed James to chase him down and shoot him multiple times until unalived. Carlisha wasn't done with her instructions to Jason. She would even instruct him to shoot one of the bystanders for laughing at her in the early moments of the altercation. But Jason did not. Instead of waiting for Chicago Police Department to show up, Carlisha and Jason would get in her vehicle and go home. Officers responded to the scene and immediately went to Carlisha's home, where she and her 14-year-old son James were arrested for murder with a bail of $3 million each and a court date set for July 11th. The video of the verbal altercation and the physical one, and even the shots that expired Jeremy, would hit social media and instantly go viral. An outpour of support for Carlisha being a woman in distress and her 14-year-old son James being the only one willing to act in her defense would overwhelmingly overshadow the facts of the case and the DA's office. By June 26, the narrative was now the 14-year-old honor student James acted fully within his right to protect his mother at all costs. The Cook County's DA's office would drop all charges against mother and son, but Cook County would pick up a multi-million-dollar lawsuit for the unfair practices and treatment of Carlisha and her honor student son James. But the question remains, did Jeremy Brown have to go?
If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Okay, man. Prayers up to everyone involved once again. Prayers up for Jeremy Brown for losing his life. 14-year-old James for the psychological stress that he must be under even right now. And Carlisha for the physical and mental strain he must be under to this day. But to be honest, I have a lot of questions about this case that really went unanswered for me. Whose gun was that in the car? Was it 14-year-old Jason's or Carlisha's? Another question, why did she instruct Jason to keep firing once Jeremy was no longer a threat? Instead of de-escalating the situation, you actually said get the gun out loud verbally for Jeremy to hear and texted your son that. Why? Also, why did you tell your 14-year-old son Jason to shoot an innocent bystander just because he was laughing at you earlier? And my final question, does Jeremy Brown deserve to lose his life for putting his hands on a woman? I actually have way too many questions that need answers for me to even form an opinion about the situation one way or the other. Like another one is, why did you flee the scene if you guys were in the right? I know it's protect all women in the society we live in now, but these questions weren't asked by the DA's office? They just dropped the charges? No reckless homicide. No discharging of a weapon. No having a firearm for being underaged. Nothing. Now you're suing Cook County. I don't know, man. I'll be following the case closely and report back to you. So thanks for watching. If you tuned in all the way to the end, that means you put some paint where it ain't. And for that, you should be thanked. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Boost me in that algorithm, man. Because I know there's 10 other streamers doing it like me, but...
That a little 10. I'm maxed out.